right now in a digital revolution, and I came across this magazine at a newsstand. I think I have 1,400 photos on my iPhone, and I always enjoy capturing images that mean something and are quite striking. So, for the first time in history, we're in a situation where the future for our leaders, our future leaders, is not crystal clear. When you consider Facebook having started some 5 years ago, it's pretty daunting for our youth today. What direction you want to go. I was amazed in Obama's acceptance speech, or when I think it was his acceptance speech, he talked about kids and becoming doctors and like the traditional roles, and lawyers and teachers. And I was quite surprised that he didn't mention something like a web developer or a software programmer. So we're still stuck in the mindset that it's the traditional roles that you're going to strive for. And this is what this day is all about. This day is about envisioning yourself walking along those tracks and knowing what you know now. In the 21st century, what would you like to see your kids experience? And many of us are parents, and I'm very passionate about this space. I've always been involved in education, and it's something that it's a never-ending challenge for us to help pave the way for the future. We are in a situation today. This is, I don't know if you realize it, but as I was reflecting and preparing my notes, I thought, you look at the train trestle, this is analogous to, laying the foundation for Canada. The digital strategy is now a huge priority, and I attended the Canada 3.0 event in Stratford back in the spring. It was led by Tony Clement. We're re-envisioning the future, so it reminds me in many ways of the laying of the railroad, and now it's the laying of our, the super highway, if you will. And we all have an opportunity to help envision that future. So think about, what 21st century means to you. And we're going to capture some video. We'll interview through the course of the day, 1-minute vignettes about what does 21st century mean to you? And where are we going? It's very exciting to be a part of a situation where Canada is now embracing it. And this was the Canada 3.0 summit last spring. It talked about the lack of innovation, so it's acknowledged that we are falling behind. Internationally, we perform extremely well on the PISA tests, and but yet we have a lot of work to do when it comes to the innovation part of it. This is our support for the 21st century in a small way. We have a national video challenge that we've been running for the last 3 years. And it really is aimed at sharing the best practices and success stories that we see across the country and inspiring that. And there are many. This was a recent quote from our Governor General, who incidentally, former Harvard hockey captain, and I played hockey against him when I was on the faculty team here when we went out to McGill. I'm so impressed. One of the things that really impresses me is that our Prime Minister brought in a former university president, and this makes a real statement about the vision that he has for Canada and the importance of innovation and education. How many of you Twitter? Well, this is kind of cool. So last week, I tweeted about the Council of Education Ministers adopting 21st century skills as a priority, because it's happening all around the world. As Canadians, we tend to be a little more conservative, and now the ministers have accepted that, and that's who we're going to present our findings to, the Council of Education Ministers, to influence change. And so Minister Hancock from Alberta follows me. Now, imagine the pressure I feel whenever I put a tweet out when the minister is following me. So, but he's a 21st century minister. There are many directors now tweeting, and it's a terrific tool for sharing knowledge and creating professional learning communities. There are so many Twitter feeds that are out there, and so much collaboration happening. I absolutely love it. And so that ends my show intro. I just want to recognize some people in the audience. We have Howard Goodman, the re-elected trustee from the Toronto district. He may not be here. We have a number of advisory board members, Dr. Greg Malzecki, I'm not sure if he's here yet, Dr. Ron Elston, I mentioned, Cheryl Page, principal of Joyce Public School. Cheryl here yet? There she is. Timothy Gard, educator with Media Literacy Technology, Toronto District, another advisory board member. Virtually, we have Gary Kern, who will be here on Skype shortly. Marty Keys, president of Pearson Learning K-12. Marty, raise your hand. There he is, fresh from Boston. And David Marcy, AVP Learning and Development from Invesco Trimark. We have, I want to thank our sponsors, the ABLE Project here at York University, Global Scholar, Discovery Education, Epson, and Pearson Education. And of course, York University IRLT and the University President's Office on Research and Innovation. We have a number of people that came from afar. We have the furthest, Mr. Dong from Vietnam. Hold up your hand, Mr. Dong. Is he? Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. And Hugh McClellan is also an associate and spent 10 years in China. Keewatin, way up in Northern Ontario, is represented, and we've got some people from out west. So across Canada, I think you'll be impressed with the caliber of people that are here. I encourage you to network and collaborate. And without further delay, I want to pass the torch on to Dr. Ron Olson to introduce our first keynote.